I would like to introduce you to my public. As I said in Italian, I think I said in English than my brain. Ho detto che ovviamente Infinite è una leggenda della scena di Toronto del rap. Pensate che penso che sia uno dei primi rapper canadesi ad aver rappato davanti a Puff Daddy ed altre star degli anni 90 dell'hip hop. Era anche un membro dei Ghetto Concept, che è stato un gruppo di pop nato a Rexdale e nel Lawrence Heights, e sono dei quartieri di Toronto in cui bazzicava ed è nato anche peraltro Infinite. E FaRe'N'HiTe, ragazzi, è una beastmaker della Madonna, letteralmente, che ha riarrangiato le tracce di Street Fighter 3, ma non solo, ha fatto dei lavori incredibili anche con Samurai Champloo e ha collaborato anche con il collettivo che si chiama The Ethereal Universe. Dunque, ragazzi, andateli a sentire, fate punto esclamativo ospite perché trovate tutti i link. Ed ora inizierei subito con le domande.
Let's start.
Ok, first of all, how did you meet each other?
Instagram, actually. Like I said, I've been a huge fan of Infinite for years, since I was a kid playing Third Strike. Heard his voice throughout the entire game, and just was like, when I thought about making the Street Fighter 3 Third Strike album, or a tribute album, I was like, yo, like, would it be awesome to have Infinite, the guy who is a legend of Street Fighter 3, a part of this tribute album? So I just shot a DM to him. I reached out to him on Instagram, and I ain't have no faith in him hitting me back up, because like you said, he's a legend. He's a very busy man. He's got a lot of things going on. So I'm like, yo, he's going to see my DM and just kind of skip over me. But he responded, sure enough. And when he responded, man, I was like a kid at a candy store. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of, became a huge fanboy. And then I was like, man, this is about to be amazing. So that's how I reached out to him.
The things that makes me feel a lot closer with you is that I've thought the same things. they never come here. They never come here. The fun fact is that the previous live that we have done with Marajux, that was the streamer that comes before me, it was actually a talk, because I was told that they never answered to me, so I can go with that. So I was really, really happy about that, because you have instillato dentro di me, Benfried.
So you inspired me. You inspired
me a lot. And no, really, thank to you. And I'm really glad to have you there. Okay, let's talk.
To be here.
Thank you. Really, really thank you. Let's talk a bit about your memories about Street Fighter. First, I want to know, what was your first contact with Street Fighter?
My first contact with Street Fighter was, as a kid, we used to go over, to one of our friends' house and just play Street Fighter when it was, I don't know if it was the first Street Fighter, the second one, but we just started getting on that Street Fighter vibe. You know what I'm saying? As little kids.
Yeah. I perfectly understand. And you, FaRe'N'HiTe?
Oh yeah, I was actually at the mall with my mom. She was doing some shopping, and I didn't even know that the mall that we were in had an arcade in it. So I mean, I like to roam off as a kid all the time. Like I never liked to stay near my mom while she was doing all that shopping. So I was like, you know what? And found the arcade, and I just went inside, and sure enough, I saw the Third Strike cabinet. And I was like, wow. I was like, this is, and like, I heard the music immediately. It captivated me, because as a kid, I had a musical ear at a young age. So I went up to the cabinet. I had no quarters, of course, so I asked everybody that was in the arcade for quarters so I could play the game.
It's very typical, even
here
in Italy too.
Vai Beth, traduci per il pubblico.
So yeah, of course. So allora appunto hanno parlato appunto che Infinite ha parlato che lui andava a casa dei suoi amici, è il tipico incontro a casa degli amici. Lui appunto probabilmente giocava appunto una versione di casa che da Pacione probabilmente era o la versione per lo SNES oppure quella
o Mega Drive.
Mega Drive, infatti, che
Genesis.
erano le unici due versioni infatti da casa, mentre l'altra parte invece a FaRe'N'HiTe parlava del fatto che era al centro commerciale con sua madre e appunto lui girava in tondo e ha trovato una sala giochi e letteralmente si è fatto catturare da Street Fighter 3 e è fantastico perché appunto poi appunto la musica l'ha subito catturato perché appunto lui riusciva appunto, aveva una passione per la musica già da bambino e ha letteralmente girato l'intera sala giochi a chiedere a qualcuno per farsi dare 25 centesimi per poter giocare una partita, quindi assolutamente molto tipica come comportamento da bambini. So really, really typical Italian behavior. Here in Italy is worse because adults who ask kids for coins to play games. So that's the other way around. The other way around. So it's a little bit different. But
that's amazing. Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Does Street Fighter have influenced you musically speaking?
It has influenced me when it comes to me working on Street Fighter things. But other than that, you know, it's just been a part of my childhood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Same here. Street Fighter 3. I mean, I was definitely I'm influenced by a lot of music. I grew up. My mom always played all types of genres of music. My dad, even hip hop, R&B, stuff like that. And so I just grew up a musical child, influenced by everything. So I have that musical ear, so I'm able to interpret that all around sound in anything that I do.
Sì, appunto hanno comunque confermato che Street Fighter non è stato parte del loro percorso musicale, ma che comunque appunto Infinite ha avuto più appunto, cioè ha avuto ispirazione quando poi ha lavorato su Street Fighter, stessa cosa per FaRe'N'HiTe, che però appunto è cresciuto con un grande range di musica per sé, appunto, che comunque l'ha ispirato e poi l'ha reso quello che è adesso.
Okay, now let's talk about your music. I am very curious about the Toronto rap scene. I don't know a lot about it, but back in the day, how was the Toronto rap scene and how it is evolved?
The scene back in the days was more tougher than it is now because we were the ones laying the foundation for what it is right now. For the Drakes, the Tory Lanez, the Weeknd, even though the Weeknd is R&B, we embrace all of our Toronto artists. We're proud of them because, laying the foundation and watching what they're doing now, I'm really proud of them. I'm really proud to see what they're doing and they're dominating the industry. The microscope is definitely on Toronto right now.
Absolutely.
Obviously, changing the location, the same questions could be also for you, FaRe'N'HiTe. So if you can...
Oh, yeah. The hip hop scene here in Ohio. Now we've got some legends that came out. That's originally where I'm from. I'm from Ohio, but I currently reside in Louisiana. But in Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, to be exact, where I'm from, we have some legends that came out of there like Talib Kweli, High Tech, the Isley Brothers. I don't know if you guys are hip to them, but we have some like big legends that came out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And obviously the game has, of course, still changed to this day, to just be a part of that city, that scene, the Cincinnati scene. It was huge at a time. It definitely died down. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's not like it used to be. The music scene in that particular area, it's the reason why I moved, because I felt like I couldn't become successful in that area anymore. A lot of musicians and artists that come out of the Cincinnati, Ohio area are currently struggling. And that's why they also have moved out. Even our legends, the people who came from there, moved away and moved to places like LA and or New York City to pursue bigger dreams and bigger career. So
Absolutely. So, quello che hanno detto appunto, allora, da una parte abbiamo Infinite che appunto essendo cresciuto nella scena di Toronto, e lui quello che un po' l'ha fondata la scena di Toronto, e come tutti i fondatori ha dovuto farsi un culo così perché appunto non c'erano letteralmente nessuno su cui poter fare affidamento, ma è molto felice che adesso appunto artisti come Drake, The Weeknd hanno appunto un terreno fertile in cui hanno potuto crescere senza troppe difficoltà, come invece lui ha dovuto fare per fondare la scena, ma è veramente molto felice di questo. Mentre dall'altra parte invece abbiamo FaRe'N'HiTe, che invece viene appunto, lui in questo momento si trova in Cincinnati, Ohio, e lui appunto fa riferimento al fatto che ha avuto grande è una fonte di grandi artisti che però purtroppo, come tutto, come la gentrificazione al giorno d'oggi, Los Angeles si sta mangiando un po' tutta la scena e richiama tutti gli artisti verso le grandi città, ecco.
Okay, if I can ask, how did you start your musical career?
Well, my brother was a big influence. He was, I was the younger one, just listening to the music in the household of, you know, hearing all this hip hop as a young child. And, you know, just, it was a part of our culture, you know, so just watching my brother do music, watching him do rap music, I liked it. It kind of inspired me to do my own thing and start doing my own writing. And that's how I started rapping and getting into the writing part of it, music part of it.
Same thing with me. It's actually a similar story. My older brother, he's actually a rap artist. Do hip hop. He's actually, I grew up around him and stuff like that, and he also produced his own tracks and stuff. I've always, like I said, as a kid, had a musical ear. I loved just making music and stuff like that. I like not even producing at the time, just finding things to like tap on and just, you know, do music. That was how I was. I was like very just explorative as a kid. I'm also influenced by just a whole load of different sounds, including video game sounds. But my brother, he paved the way for me a lot because he was like, yo, you should do music, man. Like you have a musical ear, and you know what I'm saying? With him being a hip hop artist and him loving to rap, I got into wanting to rap myself, gotten into wanting to do hip hop. And sure enough, I picked up my first copy of FL Studio and just went to town and started learning how to make beats.
Okay, let's go back to Street Fighter. So, I have some questions about a what if. What if Capcom give you the opportunity to write some track to the soundtrack of the new Street Fighter game? Which character soundtrack would you like to record?
There's so many of them, but I mean, the character that I use in the game is either Ryu or Ken, so I would go off of that right away. That's my first instinct.
Let's go, FaRe'N'HiTe.
I was, man, I mean, I'm kind of like right there with him on that one because I mean, but I use Akuma and I use Ken a lot between the two. I always love Ryu, but my two mains are Akuma and Ken, and I'll probably gravitate toward them honestly when it comes to making themes and stuff.
And I shout out Chun-Li too.
Yeah, shout out to Chun-Li. Yes,
of course. the dream lady since the 80s, like, you know.
Yeah.
Video game dream lady since the 80s. No, but allora hanno appunto detto che appunto
traduci anche quella di prima perché mi sa che te l'ho fatta tradurre.
Appunto che che sei perso, infatti. Allora, sì, comunque, infatti, entrambi hanno parlato del fatto che i loro fratelli sono stati una grandissima influenza. Dalla parte di Infinite è semplicemente suo fratello che l'ha spinto verso il mondo della musica, mentre è molto interessante FaRe'NHiTe, che ha un fratello maggiore che anch'esso produce musica hip hop e che gli ha detto: senti, devi fare assolutamente musica, lanciati. E lui, appunto, avendo sempre avuto questo grande orecchio musicale, si è sempre molto spinto a creare musica e ha subito cominciato. Dall'altra parte, appunto, la domanda quale personaggio sceglierebbero per una track, appunto i main di, e qui ufficiale, ve lo diciamo solo qui da Paccione, i main di Infinite sono Ryu e Ken, e i main invece di FaRe'NHiTe sono Akuma e Ken, quindi appunto abbiamo i main ufficialmente adesso. We made canon that, like, you know, we made official your main characters now, so someone is gonna write a Wikipedia like in some article, and like they're gonna know that your mains are these characters.
Yes.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, what is the memories of your career that you will remember forever?
There's a lot of memories. One stands out that I got a chance to work with 50 Cent on a commercial.
Yo.
Yeah, that definitely will definitely be a memory that will stand out in my career. Just getting a chance to work with the legend himself, you know.
Cool.
Absolutely. For me, it would be this. Like, I don't have too many stories or anything like that, and I, honestly, even as a producer, I produce for like a lot of local artists. May not be big name people, but my production skill level is something that a lot of people have talked about, and it obviously landed me the opportunity to work with the legendary Infinite here. So I also got to throw in there too, I did work with Erykah Badu's producer. I don't know if you guys are hip to her, but she is a major R&B and neo soul singer here in the US, and having the opportunity to just be in the studio where she recorded a multi-platinum you know, album, that's a highlight too. So
That's dope.
Mhm.
Yeah. Allora, appunto, hanno parlato del fatto che Infinite ha veramente tantissimi ricordi della sua carriera, però uno dei principali che tiene di più è che ha lavorato a una pubblicità con 50 Cent, la leggenda. Dall'altra parte invece abbiamo FaRe'NHiTe, che invece ha avuto sempre un profilo più locale, quindi ha avuto tantissimi artisti, ma che appunto meno hanno spaccato appunto le vette globali. Però ci tiene moltissimo a ricordare che ha lavorato con questa, and I would like to ask you, Erykah Badu, you said, like, you know, Eric Badu? Yeah, exactly. Ha lavorato con questo, appunto, con questo producer di R&B, che appunto ha lavorato a un disco che è multiplatino, appunto, che di musica R&B, e quindi quello appunto è uno dei suoi ricordi preferiti.
Cool. Really, really cool. Someone in chat, Cucco, I think, was asking about specific questions. What do you think about trap music? Special premessa, Benfrey, come si dice?
Before you say anything, exactly.
We have
just to be clear.
A really weird trap scene. I think it's like our new pop, but I think it's not comparable to Canada and USA rap scene. But what do you think about trap music?
Trap music?
Mm-hmm.
I love trap music, man. I love different type of music, but I love trap music. You know, it's the wave right now. That's the wave.
Yeah.
You know, so I like different types of hip hop, different types of rap, funk, whatever you want to call it. You know, so I noticed different genres are starting to incorporate trap music, like Spanish, even reggae and R&B. You know, so like hip hop has a big influence on a lot of different types of music. But I'm feeling trap.
Yeah, me too. I have to agree with him on that. Like, I definitely like trap music. the expression of trap is definitely where it's at with me, because I grew up on hip hop. And I was raised around a lot of hip hop enthusiasts, and so because of the culture, to see how it changed and transformed into trap and all that stuff, like it definitely a huge influence on me for sure. And the scene here in the U.S. obviously for trap is very big. Like Infinite said, that's the wave right now, and you know, so definitely shout out to trap music, because that's definitely one of the genres that has paved the way for me as well.
Assolutamente. Allora, appunto, hanno parlato che appunto Infinite ascolta tantissimo genere e dice che appunto in questo momento è la moda, cioè è la forza più potente nel mondo della musica. A questo momento è la trap, che appunto entrambi, quello che infatti appunto è chiaro, che entrambi hanno un grande rispetto per la trap, perché appunto è un'evoluzione di quello che è venuto prima, perché
Esatto.
la trap non è un genere, come capisci la differenza fra il rock, è come dire, capisci che il rock e il metal sono diversi.
Concordo.
È evoluto. So yeah, absolutely. Like, I was adding some details that, like, you know, you were describing that trap is not just came out, like, you know, out of nowhere, but is an evolution of what came before. And of course, when you were there, when the transformation happened, you can still see the DNA inside what's new today. So I feel like
Absolutely.
yeah, exactly, because many people here, I guess, like, you know, in Italy is always a dick challenge who of oh yeah, I'll only like hip hop, I will never like trap, I like trap, I will never. So it's always fighting, but in the end, like, you know, they're all from
In Italy,
like,
we have a really weird culture about hip hop.
we are weird Italians. We are
Yeah.
weird in Italy. That's in general. That's a given. That's a given. But yeah, we try to become more Americans, like, exactly. But it's really cool to know that you have, like, you know, such a passion for trap music. It's really, really cool. Do you have a favorite trap artist that you're listening in this period?
You know what? I'm feeling I like Lil Durk. Lil Durk. I don't know if you guys know Lil Durk. Y'all need to check out Lil Durk. That's a good trap artist. King Von. There's a lot of trap artists, but yeah, those two for sure. There's some really good trap artists.
I definitely like Lil Baby. Like he's definitely a dope artist for real, man. That dude, he has chops for days when it comes to rapping. So much respect to him. And I ain't gonna lie, Lil Durk is fire, bro. Lil Durk is fire, bro. Lil Durk is fire.
Yeah.
So,
Quindi,
for
appunto,
sure.
ho chiesto ai loro artisti preferiti di musica appunto trap in questo momento, quindi appunto anche per magari farvi ispirare, e appunto Lil Baby e Lil Durk appunto sono dei grandi consigli che hanno dato, appunto, quindi magari dopo li cerchiamo. I'm definitely gonna, like, you know, we're definitely gonna listen then to more of them
for
later.
sure.
Most definitely.
Okay, I have some specific question for Infinite. So, this one is also for FaRe'N'HiTe, I think, because I think you have different perception about Third Strike than the one we have in Italy. So, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is one of the most loved chapter amongst the fighting game fan, but in the late 90s, early 2000 wasn't a great success. When and this how in USA it's was feeling about this game, and for Infinite, when you have met Capcom, do you remember or know what was the feeling around Third Strike?
Yeah, I remember the feeling. I remember how it was. I mean, meeting Capcom was a first time experience. Like when I first met them, they were cool. It looked like they knew what they wanted, and we came together and we made our chemistry just make magic. So I mean, Capcom, they knew what they were doing and they were professional about everything. So shout out to Capcom.
Absolutely. I haven't had the opportunity to work with Capcom yet, but I would love to.
Hey, call me, Capcom.
Call me. But other than that, I still feel like working with Infinite was a major accomplishment because he worked with Capcom. So, like, hey, that's still equivalent to me. Like, even if I never work with Capcom ever, the fact that I got to work with this legend right here, I'm still a satisfied customer right here.
Allora appunto hanno parlato del fatto che la domanda appunto era più appunto riferimento a Street Fighter 3, però che appunto è più diventato appunto un rapporto con Capcom, e infatti Infinite ricorda perfettamente che quando ha conosciuto Capcom erano molto decisi, sapevano quello che volevano e insieme hanno fatto grande magia, quindi lui totale rispetto per Capcom. Dall'altra parte invece FaRe'N'HiTe non ha ancora lavorato con Capcom, ma ha lavorato con Infinite, che ha lavorato con Capcom, quindi appunto per osmosi lui è veramente molto contento di questo, ma ovviamente è aperto a possibili future collaborazioni, infatti.
Okay, I have you ever participated as a player in a big Street Fighter tournament like the Evo or Capcom events?
No, not yet. No, I haven't participated in a tournament myself as a player, or nothing like that. Not yet, nah. But I've seen it. I see how it goes down.
I think would be great that if you can sing in the Evo or other Capcom tournament. In Italy, we have a weird Italian music wave. That is the one that is anime music, but remade it for Italian market. We had specific singers who rearrange anime song with new words and even a lot of weird shit. That is really, really popular in stuff like Italian Comic Con and other big comics events. There is a huge crowd with this, and I think you could be more bigger, obviously, than them, and I think would be an awesome things. A step up with this event that could be really great for both of you, obviously, because I love Infinite music as well as FaRe'N'HiTe music, so should be pretty cool.
That would be awesome to get an opportunity to perform at a huge event and just be there. I mean, like, I would also participate as a player because I do like playing. I have not participated in any major tournaments myself. Although I am a player at the game, I do want to actually get a chance to do that. And if my first time happens to be at a time where I get to show up with the legendary Infinite and we, you know what I'm saying? We perform and play the game, man. Oh man, come on now. I'm gonna have to like try and contain myself, man.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, the anime thing that, like, my Pacione was talking about is that, like, in Italy we had, but I think like it's very common in America too, such a big passion for anime songs. We always change the lyrics for Italian audience and even write completely new music. It's very similar to the Pokemon theme that everyone knows in America, the OG Pokemon theme that now is still getting back and back to be re-released and re-synced by people. Is very similar here to Italy. The only problem is that we have still the same singer alive after 30 years. Like they used to be 20 and now they're 50 and they're still going on stage.
There is one is 60 and he can hold up.
We have this singer who was a kid when he started. Now he's 60 years old and he's still going on stage strong. But yeah, what I wanted to ask you, like, especially like what connected to what Pacione said, is that, like, I'm really happy that now I noticed like League of Legends, many events are trying to call artists like you, like, to perform. And it's really nice because, like, I really feeling that it's no longer like a simple event for gaming, but it's a celebration. So, like, sound,
Absolutely.
like the music, the part, the art of the game, everything is part of a great mix. So it's always great, exactly, and always a great opportunity for you to perform. And I wish you could perform very soon, like, in great events. I hope.
Oh, that would be awesome, man.
No doubt, man. It would be good to go over to Italy one day. You know what I'm saying? Because
I've never been there. Yeah.
You will be my guest. I make pizza very well.
Yes. Like, literally, it's not stereotype. Like, Patrone is actually very, very good with pizza.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh,
yeah.
I mean, like, what better place to eat pizza than Italia? And like Italy, like it's an Italian food, so you'll get a better taste of pizza probably over there. I imagine so.
To be fair, I'm a big fan of Little Caesar. Like, I know they call it the worst pizza in America, but
it's the worst.
I'm a Little Caesar man, I like it. I don't know how.
I imagine Little Caesar probably tastes better over there in Italy than it does over here. People just don't know how to make pizza over here. Like, it's terrible in the U.S., man. Like, we call it cardboard pizza.
Nah, but it's fine. It's fine. But really,
even Pulki, that is my girlfriend, that is in the room near this, says that you are welcome to my house for eating pizza. So feel free to come to Orvieto,
awesome.
and
yeah,
that'd be awesome. That'd be lovely.
if you're around there, just call me or write me on Instagram, and we will arrange a meeting with old CRTs and Street Fighters. So would be perfect.
Got to. Yeah, most definitely got to do that.
I have a specific question for Infinite. I don't know if he can talk about this because I think maybe there is some NDA, I don't know. But you are the voice of Street Fighter Third Strike. How was it working with Capcom in the 90s?
It was smooth, but I mean, small challenges because of the time frame that I had to complete the project. Other than that, everything went smooth and everything worked out. It was good working with them.
And how short was the time frame? Because I guess, like, nowadays the time frames are getting always shorter and shorter. How much time they gave you for the entire project?
They gave me 24 hours to write the
Oh wow! Okay, that's
really short.
24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we can say you went well. A question, like, but Capcom at the time, did you spoke, I guess, with Capcom America? How big was Capcom America at the time, or they were like still connection with Japan? You met some of the Japanese representative, or they were all American representative?
None of them were American. It was actually Japan that I was working.
Damn, that's super interesting. Yeah, because really, like, Japan coming to US, despite you being such a big market, took them forever. Like, for I guess part of their culture, like, how they take stuff slower than anything else. But then, like, they really come now. And even in Italy, we have Capcom, so that's so we are everywhere.
Don't answer us, but it's okay.
It's
fine. We have it.
But absolutely, but that's super interesting about that.
That's cool. Yeah. Japan.
So what was okay? Let's go for it. Sorry.
Cosa?
No, avevo sentito FaRe'N'HiTe.
No. I guess I don't know. We were just concluding the sentence.
Okay. How did Capcom ever received you?
The way they received me, I feel like they received me pretty well. I feel like they were really interested after looking at so many different artists. I feel like it was just a match, and they did a good job picking the right artist for the job.
Yeah, exactly. The right artist.
Yeah. That's what's
It's
up.
really, really cool.
Did they tell you, like, like how they find you out? Like, some of the people were fans of your music, or like you were like some of their recommended people talked about you. Like, did they tell you, like, how they came to know you?
Well, they actually had an audition, and there was like many artists that were there from Toronto that were there at the time. So that's
Amazing.
how it all went. So they actually picked me out of, basically it was like picking me out of a lineup after doing auditions. They were feeling the vibe, my type of energy. So that's how it all went down.
That's super cool. Super cool. Yeah, allora appunto stava parlando Infinite, che allora prima la domanda di prima era Paccione quella, sì, appunto, che io gli ho fatto la domanda, mi sono un po' infilato, com'era Capcom negli anni 90 in America, appunto. Lui fa, no, ma principalmente erano giapponesi, cioè giapponesi che sono venuti a Toronto a cercare la scena musicale. Non c'era ancora il rappresentante canadese, il rappresentante dell'americano, eccetera, eccetera. Era proprio letteralmente il Giappone che veniva a casa, veniva a prenderseli, appunto. E poi appunto le abbiamo chiesto come ha fatto, quanto tempo gli è stato concesso. Lui in 24 ore ha avuto tempo per poter scrivere appunto la traccia principale, e ha combattuto insieme a tante altre persone in dei provini appunto a Toronto, dove poi appunto l'hanno selezionato, gli hanno veramente apprezzato la sua vibe, e quindi appunto poi hanno scelto lui per il gioco.
And they choose it very, very well. I think he's the one of the most iconic voice of not only the Street Fighter franchise, but of the video game. Because, I don't know, I think that in some way his voice and those tracks have influenced the style of Third Strike, remembering a bit the first feeling that I had with Street Fighter 2, with the Morales, the right of the video game of the wall. I think that is really, really Capcom must be thankful to him if the Third Strike was so loved in the days after the release launch of the Third Strike, and also it should be thankful because we still remember his voice and this game also for his works in those video game.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
It's the truth. Okay, I have some question even for FaRe'N'HiTe because I'm not over about this. I think that Fight for the Future by FaRe'N'HiTe is a love letter to Street Fighter 3. What led you to rearrange those tracks? I mean, what was the sparks that makes you think that you should have to do this?
Basically, like I said, as a kid, Third Strike was definitely a huge influence on me as a child. I've always been a huge fan of Street Fighter, but out of all installations, Third Strike spoke to me the loudest, with not just its gameplay, but its soundtrack and just how beautifully it was put together. And so I felt like as a producer, as a composer, that if I was going to tackle something of this nature, I had to do it, and I had to do it phenomenally, for not just for myself, but for other Third Strike lovers and that are out there that really love the soundtrack. So I put a lot of time, energy, and thought into it because, like I said, it's a love, it's a passion, and I was like, I can't do this without Infinite, because Infinite, like you said, his voice is very iconic. It was a stamp in the Third Strike history and just Street Fighter history in general. So with him being a part of such a legendary thing, and he never came back, like 20 years later, I've been waiting on Infinite to come back, honestly. As a fan, not only as his friend, but as a fan, I've been waiting on Infinite to come back as an announcer for all the other Street Fighter games that came out after Third Strike. And I was just like, why isn't this happening? Why are y'all not hitting my boy up? So I got seriously frustrated with that. And I was just like, you know what? I think I need to reach out to him myself. So I'm kind of glad it happened that way because, it just made my project, my tribute to Third Strike and the Street Fighter community that much more lovable. To bring back somebody that y'all love and have been waiting on his return for a long time to be a part of something that I've constructed. That's just amazing. And that was the icing on the cake for everything.
Genius.
In chat, they loved your dreads.
With that, mine, thank you. I mean, he's got some too.
Yeah, but like you are more zoom in, like your camera is closer, so we can see them better.
Oh yeah. Oh
we
yeah.
can see them better.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
No, yeah, but it's super interesting, especially like I really feel like us in Italy, like we, and I guess like many gamers of our generation grew up with the soundtracks because, for example, for us, FIFA and PES, the soccer games that are so popular in Italy, they always had the soundtrack. But Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like so many games with cool soundtrack, they really they almost made our teenage years. So I can really see a young FaRe'N'HiTe, like falling in love with this music and be like, I want to do this, like in the future.
Yeah. That's exactly it. That's what I want you guys to. I mean, because that was exactly how it went for me in my childhood. Like that, like how we as video gamers, we people don't understand. It's not just a game. It's the entire thing.
Absolutely.
The music, the game, it creates the experience for us. And so people need to take the music and the game and its entirety just as serious, I accept the entire project.
Yeah, it's a full project, is a full interactive art project. Paccione, mi ricordi un attimino la domanda, quella quella prima che parlassi io? Qual era? Scusami che lo traduco, così la traduco.
Allora, aspetta.
Che gli hai chiesto appunto...
Allora, la domanda era qual è stata la scintilla che gli ha fatto dire che effettivamente era quella
sì,
che voleva rifare, insomma,
sì, appunto era quello il punto, cioè lui era grande fan di Street Fighter Third Strike, adorava la musica di Infinite ed era tipo, ma perché non lo riportano, ma perché non torna? E quindi appunto ha fatto, senti, prendo le cose in mano, gli scrivo e la facciamo insieme questa cosa. Poi io appunto ho aggiunto il fatto che infatti immaginavo che infatti come molti di tutti noi che stiamo guardando questa intervista appunto cresciamo con la musica dei videogiochi e veramente ci crea un po' la nostra cultura, e lui è stessa cosa, infatti lui è cresciuto con la musica di Infinite e poi si è innamorato di quella musica e ha voluto diventare appunto poi collaboratore di Infinite in futuro. Quindi assolutamente il potere, parlava del fatto del potere dei videogiochi, che non è solo un gioco, non è solo grafica, non è solo il gameplay, non è solo musica, ma è un pacchetto completo che appunto è tutto insieme.
Esattamente. So I have one last question for you, then I'll let you go. Thank you for both. I've loved your last album, FaRe'N'HiTe, and I loved the track with FaRe'N'HiTe. I ask you both.
You said FaRe'N'HiTe twice, so I guess you
sorry.
Don't worry. Yeah,
I hadn't sleep because we have eat carbonara pasta at 11 p.m. And then at 5 o'clock, I just woke up to say I have to play Street Fighter 6. So I am a bit, I am a bit today.
So carbonara and Street Fighter has been like the diet of Paccione for today, exactly. So
exactly.
Yes, once again the question was maybe Paccione ripeti la domanda. Appunto.
I've loved your last album, FaRe'N'HiTe, and I ask you both, if you had to choose one track, what would you be your favorite track?
Honestly, I think the player select theme, in my honest opinion, I vibe with the player select theme. working with Infinite on that was definitely dope. I had a fun time working with him on that. We did the track on a Zoom call, and
the powerful
Amazing.
tools.
Yeah, right. People don't know that. I'm like, yo, the way technology has just evolved over the years, man, you don't have to be in the same place to vibe out. And I vibed with Infinite heavy on that track. So what about you though, Inf?
You know what? To be honest with you, the whole project, from beginning to end, is mad dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like we connected with the player select a lot. The other track that we did together too.
Absolutely.
But if I had to pick one, it'd probably be the player select.
Yeah. Which might be the most important one, because like it's the one where players will be it's the one most stuck in the head of the players, for the most time, just for being this player select. So it must be well crafted. So absolutely understand. Quindi appunto hanno parlato del fatto che hanno chiesto Parcione ha chiesto la loro traccia preferita, e appunto entrambi hanno concordato che appunto, a parte l'intero progetto essere una figata, la scelta del personaggio, del player select, è la loro traccia preferita, a cui hanno collaborato su Zoom online, in cui ridavamo infatti che con i grandi microfoni che noi streamer compriamo da migliaia di euro, alla fine una chiamata su Zoom puoi vibare molto di più che qualunque altro volo aereo essere nella stessa stanza, quindi assolutamente veramente molto affascinante.
Okay, the really last questions, because it's needed. Can you talk about your future musical project?
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, so I can definitely tell you guys, because of the ring that Fight for the Future is bringing, obviously as a tribute album, I've decided that me and Infinite are going to work on a deluxe edition for the album. Yeah, so definitely stay tuned for that, because you'll get a chance to hear Infinite's voice one more time on that project.
Yes.
And definitely gonna be scrambling his voice all over the project too, because I know you guys remember him also as the announcer for the game. Like, you know, he was also the guy that said, "Into the heat of battle, go for it." Like, you know what I'm saying? And things like that of that nature that obviously sticks in our heads. So he's got that and some new phrases that he's gonna say in this album that I'm actually going to scatter in the album for the deluxe edition. So you'll get a chance to hear him as the announcer again for my project.
Yeah. No doubt. And for me, like I just summed up everything where that project is concerned. And I also want everybody to look out for, I got a brand new video dropping soon. It's called Outside. And it's featuring myself and Erica. So look out for that. It's about to drop soon, all right? So y'all go check out all the music that we do, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
For the future album.
Oh yeah. Just follow FaRe'N'HiTe and follow Infinite on Instagram. I mean, I know I'm following Passioni on Instagram. If you're following us on Instagram, that's the best place to follow us, because we'll give you guys updates on what's going on and keep you up to date on new projects and stuff like that. But yeah, shout out to Erica, Infinite's artist. I'm definitely gonna be doing some stuff with both him and her as well. So y'all definitely stay tuned for that.
FaRe'N'HiTe, won't you tell them your Instagram, where they can find you?
Oh, yes. Sure. So my Instagram is FaRe_N_Height. That's HITE. So it's not spelled like the normal FaRe'N'HiTe.
It's linked down there. I've had everything.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So the powerful team behind Pacione, is working hard. We're sharing all the links, the album, your Instagrams. So everyone is going to be able to very easily follow you.
If I may, you should have to follow FaRe'N'HiTe also on YouTube, because He do some live streams and video in YouTube. So if you add an account, obviously, you can follow even there. I will link you shortly his channel.
Allora, traduco l'ultima domanda che Paccione ha fatto, i progetti futuri, e appunto abbiamo da una parte FaRe'N'HiTe che ha rivelato che sta lavorando a una versione deluxe dell'album che appunto ha fatto con Infinite, dove non soltanto avremo dei sample usati nell'originale Street Fighter 3, perché ricordiamo che Infinite era l'announcer, ma creerà delle frasi nuove, quindi nello stile di Street Fighter 3 per questa nuova versione deluxe dell'album. Dall'altra parte invece abbiamo Infinite che sta preparando un nuovo video musicale di cui appunto ci consiglia di andarlo a vedere, appunto sarà fuori, e consiglia vivamente di seguire lui e appunto FaRe'N'HiTe su Instagram, perché è il luogo migliore in cui rimanere updated. E poi Paccione appunto ha parlato del canale YouTube di FaRe'N'HiTe, che è appunto dove lui fa delle live time to time, e appunto quindi di consigliare, è consigliato.
Guys, really, thank you. I don't want to waste your time anymore. Really, really, thank you. Really. I love you. Man. You're the best. Both
we love you guys, man.
Really, thank you. I hope someday we could arrange, maybe if you have some time, some plays with Street Fighter 6 maybe, or even Third Strike on Fightcade if you have.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not pretty good at Third Strike.
I mean, hey, it takes a certain type of monster to play that game, man.
Yeah. Well, in fact, our community plays all together in another channel called Pezzo di Nerd, that today will be on air with a tournament of Street Fighter 6, because think that we are not pro players, so we are just playing for fun. So it should be really fun to play the game in the day one, and we don't have the time to study anything about the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So it should be really cool, and we have had one bastard rule. At each step at tournament, we have to switch characters. So it's really a mess, but it's pretty cool. I don't ask you before, but if you have time in this day, we will begin at 21 p.m. If you will, you can join us.
Central European time, of course. So,
if you have Street Fighter 6,
so
obviously.
In 3 hours. No, 3 hours. In 3 hours, exactly. In 3 hours.
Nice.
No, I don't count. I have a D in math in my high school. So
yeah, because it's 6 p.m. here almost. So 9 p.m. is in 3 hours. Yeah. So like that's the best way to describe it for them.
Nice.
But thank you so much. But thank you so much, guys, for the interview today. It's been a pleasure for me to translate your answers. Really a pleasure to be with such legends as both of you. And really thank you for the opportunity giving to the channel.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Shout out to everybody. Italy, we love you. All right?
Thank you.
No.
Really,
you already know, man. And back at y'all, man. Honestly, thank you guys for having me, and it was an honor being a part of this interview, man. Thank you guys so much. So much love to Italy, man.
It was really a pleasure. We have made history of information about video games tonight.
Absolutely.
So I'm really, really glad to have accepted this interview. We, like Juste90 says,
humble.
We await your return. So the warrior is back, but we want FaRe'N'HiTe and Infinite, the warrior in Italy.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Have a nice day.
You too. Bless.
Bye.